Hello, and welcome to my first YouTube video ever. I'm really excited about it, and thank you for watching. This unfortunately is going to be a chatty video for my first video ever, so I hope that you can stick with me till the very end. My name is Emily, and as you probably guessed from the title, this video is about being diagnosed with celiac at 25 years old. It's a pretty rough diagnosis though, whether you're 10, 15, 30, 40, you name it, right? So I've just been diagnosed probably 7 or 8 weeks ago on May 10th, ironically or coincidentally, I don't know which one of those to use, but I was diagnosed May 10th, which is the month of celiac awareness, which I thought was pretty interesting. For those of you that don't know, celiac disease is an autoimmune disease in which your body basically attacks itself and it damages your body tissues and organs and things like that. So I'm going to put a pamphlet up on the screen. You can download this pamphlet as well. I'm going to put it in the info box below as a PDF. Basically what it shows is a green highlighted area. That is your small intestine, is right below your stomach, and basically it also shows sort of what's going on inside your small intestine. So your small intestine is basically covered in what these things are called villi, and their main job, their main purpose is to absorb all the nutrients from the food that your stomach has just digested. And basically when you are having an allergic response or basically an autoimmune response to gluten in your gut, these guys are some of the first victims in this thing. So as you can see, the damaged villi, they don't have those long hairs, they're not able to pick up the nutrients as well or at all, and as you can see, they look quite sore. So I can tell you from personal experience, this is a very painful disease, and then on top of that, one section of your body is not able to function the way it normally should, which is why I believe that diarrhea is one of the main symptoms listed under celiac disease. So we'll get into symptoms a little bit later. When I was diagnosed, I was a little bit devastated because I am a foodie. I know that there's a lot of people when they get diagnosed with celiac, the first thing they think is, I'm never gonna have a cinnamon bun again, you know. Those types of things run through my head as well. I learned really quickly that the celiac community is so warm and inviting and open, and they eat delicious food all the time. Some of their knowledge absolutely floored me, rocked my world, so I'm really wanting to share that knowledge on a bigger platform, especially when 1 in 10 Canadians are diagnosed with celiac disease every single day. So that's a really huge number to me, and I just think that there needs to be more information out there, because in the 7 to 8 weeks that I've been diagnosed, I've experienced quite a bit of drama from some people that just don't know about it. So that's why I've been inspired to share with you, with the internet essentially. So if there are celiac or gluten-free YouTubers out there already, thank you. You are such a pioneer, and I totally am inspired and am in admiration of you. I want to talk about in this video today what my symptoms were and how I got diagnosed. So to start off with, I believe that I had celiac disease for quite a long time. So I was diagnosed May 2017, but I'm thinking I had it since spring 2007, so about 10 years ago. I had a stomach ache, I was sent to the hospital, I had these blood tests done, and basically the results that they got was that I was lacking nutrients in my blood, and I was misdiagnosed from there, and that's a long story for another time. But so flash forward to 2017, and I'm asking my doctor, well, how do you detect celiac disease through a blood test? And she just said, well, we're looking for nutrients in the blood or a lack thereof. So essentially you're missing nutrients. And that was like a loose thread in my life that I'd always been wondering about. I always thought, well, do I just not function as a normal human being? And you know, so now it's kind of good to have that answer. So I'm gonna just talk about my symptoms that led me to get that blood test done. For years and years and years since high school, plagued with chronic fatigue. I was always tired. I could fall asleep standing up. And then about 2 years ago, the chronic diarrhea started, and that was debilitating both mentally and physically. Anybody who's ever had diarrhea knows that it's also accompanied by cramps and nausea. And this is one of the many secondary sort of things that happen to your body when you have celiac disease. So the nausea prevented me from eating, which therefore increased my stomach acid, which continued to prevent me from eating. And so then I had a whole other list of issues on top of celiac disease. So if you pair that nausea, the cramps, the chronic diarrhea, and the chronic fatigue, I was really becoming a shell of the person that I once was. And I was becoming a hermit. I didn't want to leave the house. The only time I left the house was to go to work. And I honestly didn't care. I didn't care who that affected in my life, and I just didn't care. I didn't have that fear of being left out, nothing. I was like, nope, I'm taking care of myself, because nobody understood. If I said I was tired, people would say, well, we're tired too. And so that was something that was really hard for me to deal with at first. 7 months ago though, this chronic diarrhea, chronic fatigue, all that actually started to become a burden that I couldn't handle. It started to prevent me from going to work. And then in March 2017, when I tried to leave the country for spring break, I realized that I had also developed a fear of traveling, simply because it's not fun to travel when you're constantly sick. So that was sort of the straw that broke the camel's back. The camel's back, okay? And so in April, I went to my doctor, and word for word, I said, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I said, I want every single blood test in the book. I don't care if those don't come back positive, then I want more invasive tests. I was so desperate. I just wanted somebody to cut me open and tell me what was wrong with me. And luckily for me, my GP was incredibly receptive, so understanding, and she sent me out for about 13 blood tests to start with, and one came back positive, and it was for celiac disease. So I am still waiting for my biopsy date, because I don't know how it works anywhere else in the world, but in Canada you kind of are put on a wait list, and they triage you based on how important is such a terrible word, but you know, how life or death your case is. And obviously mine isn't life or death. We do have a solution for this problem, and so I've had 2 separate doctors actually tell me that it's okay to start eating gluten-free right now, and then when I get my biopsy date, I'm then gonna, you know, have to eat gluten again for 2 weeks prior. And I'm not looking forward to that at all, because I have been glutened in the last 7 to 8 weeks, and it took me 3 days to recover. So these 2 weeks before the biopsy are gonna be absolute hell, but you know, we'll try and get through it. I also just want to talk about the fact that since being gluten-free, this is going to sound super corny, but I feel absolutely transformed. As you can tell, like, fatigue is not a problem for me, which is something that's really, really huge in my life. I feel motivated again. I feel like myself again. Laughter comes easily to me, which is such a big change, and I so appreciate it. So the purpose of this channel is to live gluten-free, obviously, but to live gluten-free without compromise. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I am a foodie at heart, and I don't want to give up anything. You know, I want to be healthy and I want to live this lifestyle for sure. But the thing is I'm eating like delicious food, and I'm having all these breakthroughs, and I just figured, why am I not sharing this with people? So I would so appreciate it if you would like and subscribe and help me on this journey of defeating this disease and making it possible for more and more people to live gluten-free without compromise. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.